All right, as promised, this story is so cool. I was telling Drew off the air, Drew Maggi with us for a couple of minutes, because I remember the skinny little kid at Brophy when I was at Channel 3, and then the kid goes over, he's still skinny, over to ASU. And now look at him. He's all grown up, and you're now in the big leagues. The story has made national, worldwide headlines over your journey. A Valley kid making good. I just appreciate you coming on for a couple of minutes. What a whirlwind.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm still skinny. Yeah, I put on a little weight, but yeah, but it feels good, man. The last 24 hours has been crazy. Like I didn't expect this. So, everyone that shouted me out, very thankful to the Pirates. This is, a dream come true for me.
Everybody out here is so geeked up for you. It's wherever I go. Can you imagine Drew Maggi finally made it? He finally made it. He finally made it. Like, did you have that, when am I ever going to make it moment?
I mean, yeah. I mean, definitely over the last 13 years, it kind of like progressively, like as I went on, it was more, okay, let's just try to play as long as I can.
Yeah.
Versus make it. And then, then I got the call up to the Twins, and then that kind of re-energized me. I was like, all right, now I got a little bit of show time. I didn't play, but so that kind of resurrected my career. And then, man, I can't even like describe some of the thoughts that have gone through my head. They're, just, going back to AA this year at 33. I mean, it's kind of like, whoa, especially a place that I was literally on Tuna 2012. So it's been, I didn't expect this. And then, yeah, it's the thoughts that have gone through my head over the past years have varied from, all right, just give it up, go get a day job. We'll figure this out. We'll, start a new life. And then, there's always been something with like, a family member or friend kind of being like, nah, man, come on, you got this, keep going. Or something inside of me, or something happens where I'm like, all right, I got a shot here. This is looking promising. So it's been an up and down game.
How did Brophy in Arizona State prepare you for what's gone on the last 13 years?
I think at Brophy, I'm still friends, like best friends with a lot of guys from Brophy. Mm-hmm. So, that high school group, like, Nick Nudo, who's, blowing up my phone. I mean, he's been one of my best supporters, like throughout my entire career. He's a big Chicago Bears fan. So my career is kind of like, he loves it. So, Brophy just, especially playing football, had a bunch of great coaches there. Mm-hmm. And then moving on to ASU with, Pat Murphy, who's, with the Brewers, been in pro ball all this time. So, I was kind of groomed with like good coaching, and very fortunate to have good coaches, throughout my career that kind of, instilled like a never give up, there's always a chance, because when I went into ASU, there was, I was competing with 6 other shortstops. Mm-hmm. So to win that job my freshman year, it was kind of like a confidence builder of like, okay, maybe baseball is your journey and your like, your path to life. So
if I were to ask you, Drew, to just rattle off all the stops that you've been at over the last 13 years, could you even do it? Just when I sit in chat, can you be like, Brad, I was here and then I went to here and then I went to here and then I went to here. Could you do that? Can you do that?
Yeah, I started off in West Virginia, or State College, Pennsylvania. So I started out here. Then I went to West Virginia. Then I went to Altoona. I was there for 3 years. Then the next year I was in Little Rock, Arkansas. Then I was in Tulsa with the Drillers in AA with the Dodgers. And then I was in OKC. Then I was in Columbus. Then I was in Rochester, New York. Then I was at the alternate site in Minnesota. I was in St. Paul. Then I was in St. Paul the next year. Then I went up to Toronto, made my debut. next year I was with the Phillies in Lehigh Valley, and then got traded over to Indianapolis. I got traded over to the Pirates last year, was in Indianapolis, and then came into big league camp this year, started off in Altoona, and now I'm here. So, I mean, that was a quick little rattle off, but
Good. No, it's good. I mean, you have a lot of stickers. You've been on a lot of buses. I don't know, the dumpiest hotel you stayed in. Where was it?
oh, I mean, all of them. I mean, the list goes on there. I mean, I've stayed, I mean, there's been a lot of looking out the window like, hey, what are you doing? You know, where are you? What city is this? But I mean, it's all been worth it. You know, I've always had a lot of fun, you know, and a lot of it that's carried me through, to be honest, is, you know, teammates and friends, family. You know, the journey was hard. And I mean, I know there's a lot of other things that, you know, life is just hard, you know, people, you know, daily jobs in general. But, you know, for me, you know, being in some city that, you know, I'd never heard of growing up, in the middle of nowhere, playing in front of, you know, 200 people on some nights, you know, it's 30 degrees, we got rain, you're trying to gear up for a game. And so, I mean, yeah, it's, you know, thinking back, and what's so great about, you know, this past 24 hours is it's really allowed me to kind of look back on my career and, you know, all the places like I just rattled off and all the memories. And, you know, I've been getting flooded with text messages from old teammates and, you know, and my friends and, you know, grass clippings. These are my guys. They've been posting about me, and they're a big golf company out in Arizona. So it's just kind of, you know, it's taken me back to, you know, square one, day one. And it's been emotional to think about, and, you know, kind of great in a way. You know, it's, you know, people that know me, all of this is kind of fitting. You know, I could have debuted 10 years ago, and, you know, then I'm just some rich baseball player. But, you know, my journey is, you know, is meant to be, it feels right. Like for once in this whole baseball thing, it's like I feel like I'm in the right spot.
Yeah. When I saw the news, I was like, good for him. You know, that was my first thought, is good for Drew, you know, to just see the journey and see the grind and all that. And I don't know if you had any idea that this was even coming. The clubhouse video has been sent out. Everybody's been seeing it. Did you have any idea when you were sitting in that meeting that that was going to be the end result? Did you have an inkling, I might actually get called up? Do you have any idea?
No. I mean, I went into camp. I went into spring with just, you know, the Pirates talked to me before the year and were kind of like, hey, man, we love you as a clubhouse guy. You know, you come in, you build culture. And so that's kind of what my expectations were kind of coming into the season. So I came in, I had a pretty good spring, and, you know, they sent me to Altoona, and you know, for me, I was just like, you know, I'm still playing, and I went to Altoona and I was like, all right, I'm just going to grind this out day to day. It was hard. It was, you know, I'm 33 in AA, and every day I was just kind of like, all right, just keep going, put your head down, get your work in, you know. But the big leagues was never everything that's happened in the last 24 hours was never, not even close to my thought process. Like I can't even believe how quickly this all happened. And, you know, they always said like snap of the fingers and, you know, you're in the show. And you know, after a while I was like, all right, you know, whoever relax, but it's true.
That's so cool. All right. You're going to get tee times, I would guess, when you get out here.
I hope, man. I love golf.
Have you gone into golf? I mean, when you sit and you're bumping around on a bus and you're like, what am I doing here? What were you thinking about transitioning into out of baseball? Was it golf? Because you talked about golf a couple of times.
Yeah.
What is it?
I play both ways. So that kind of tells you.
Yeah.
You know, I play to the level of my opponent. You know what I mean? Like we got action on the golf course. I'm probably going to shoot one better than you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just, but yeah, thinking about, different careers throughout my journey, just because, life's hard, you don't make a lot of money in the minor leagues. So, and I'm a single 33-year-old, I want a family. So I was thinking about other careers where I can make some money and, kind of enjoy life as well. So, I've done some things throughout the years too. I bartended for a little bit with my brother Bo, who's actually sitting right here.
That's
And
cool.
then, last in the off season, this past off season, I worked at Orange Theory. So, just kind of, putting my feet, I've always thought, maybe I would manage one day, you
Mhm.
know, don't know what level, but, I love baseball. So I think that baseball is probably on the list for, what I do next.
That's great. I'll let you go off that. Go be with your brother. Enough talking to media guys. Get out on the field. Enjoy yourself. We're just going to sit out here in Arizona and say, I remember when and I remember now. Thanks for the visit.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.